This is the final sesh for AQA Paper 2. Let's go. So first things to think about is know what to expect. So Paper 2, 1 hour, 45 minutes again. It's units 1, 2, 5 and 6. So of course 1 and 2 were in Paper 1 as well, but 5 and 6, 5 being marketing and 6 being finance, are the 2 extra ones that will feature here. There's 3 sections to the paper, A, B and C, and be sure to check out the Paper 2 Power Sesh to checklist everything across all of those 4 units there. Big video. If there's something in there you're unsure of, you've never heard of that concept before, then refer back to your notes, refer back to your revision guides, refer back to the videos that have been provided in the playlists. So continuing on with what to expect, Section A, 20 markers, you've got 6 multiple choice questions again, 14 marks of 2 markers, majority of those of course explain questions. Section B, 35-ish marks. Here you're going to get a context, just like Paper 1, and then it will be 2 9 markers. Section C, 35-ish marks again, and a context building into a 12 marker, the final question. Section A tips, 2 markers explain 1 method, means 1 method with 2 points. Be swift but accurate in this section, and you're thinking about 20 minutes-ish for the entire section. Section B, this will be a context question, usually with an initial case study, followed up by smaller questions leading into a 9 marker. And then you will have another extract or item about the same business with some development to that business. Perhaps the product range is altered. Perhaps it's a few years later. It's always worth checking if the business objectives have changed at this point. And then you will have more short questions leading into another 9 marker. Just watch out for how the narrative may have changed in that second item. Section B tips. So for the 9 marker, always give a supported judgment. Avoid just repeating your points from paragraph 1 and 2 in your conclusion. Section B tips. So you might get a 5 marker calculation question in Section B. Otherwise it will be in Section C. Write the formula down for 1 mark. Give it a go. You might still get 2 or 3. And know the formulas. And those formulas are that are likely for Paper 2. Part 1. Break even, that's where total revenue equals total costs, the output at that point. Or you could quickly work that out as a formula, which is fixed costs divided by price minus variable cost per unit. Margin of safety is actual output minus break-even output. Gross profit is revenue minus cost of sales. Net profit is gross profit minus operating expenses. And then part 2 of the formula, gross profit margin, GPM, is gross profit divided by revenue times by 100. Net profit margin is net profit divided by revenue times by 100. And then percentage change, thinking new number minus old number divided by old number times by 100. And then ARR, average annual profit divided by cost of investment times by 100. And you might get a net cash flow question, or you might get a closing balance question, and if it is a closing balance question, its closing balance equals the opening balance plus the net cash flow, and the net cash flow is the difference between the inflows, that's cash inflows, and cash outflows in that respective month. Section C tips. This will be a context question again, usually with an initial case study, followed up by smaller questions, and then it's leading into a 6 marker, and then you'll have another extract, followed by some more short questions, leading into probably a 6 marker, could be a 9, no, depends how they lay that out, but probably a 6, and then you'll get the 12 marker. Section C, the tips to be careful of, that cheeky 4 marker, just be careful of that. It's usually 2 marks for knowledge there of the concept of the question, but another 2 marks for application, so just beware there. So be sure to connect your knowledge AO1 and AO2. Further Section C tips, so 12 markers. The examiner report mentioned last year many responses were focused on too many pros and cons of both points. So the issue here is it lacks depth, so try and have your focus on 1 detailed paragraph on each of the bullet points. If there's data available in a table, use it. If both bullet points say the costs of doing the choice are identical, that's not a point, so beware of that old trick. In your conclusions, consider the impact on functional areas. What I mean by that is the departments of the business. You're thinking marketing, finance, it could even be HR or operations here. You could bring in towards the end of that 12 marker. Depends on the question, of course. So that will help with your extended evaluation to dive deeper into those functional areas. And other than that, this is the final sesh. Best of luck with the exam tomorrow. That's it.